Be the change that you wish to see in the world. A very famous quote by Mahatma Gandhi ji has inspired the world, and I wish after this session you all will get inspired too. Good afternoon, everyone. I welcome everyone and our respected speaker, Professor Anil Kumar, MA MPhil PhD History, LLB, Director IS Study Circle, Sector 32, Chandigarh. Various achievements in his fields are visiting faculty from 1990s to 2005, Dr. Ambedkar Institute of Careers and Courses, Mohali. 2000 plus selections in civil services, both at center and state level. So I will request Dr. Anil to take over.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
So today I'll be speaking on the civil services, how to prepare, what is civil services, and what are the chances of getting into it. So this civil services, it was started by the Britishers. Civil services include the three services basically. One, judicial, civil, and the police. All these three officers, they are termed as the bureaucrats as well as the civil servants. Many times this question is asked, are you going for the civil services or the bureaucracy or the government services or for the public services? So all includes the civil services. Because civil services is further bifurcated in three, I have just told you: judicial, civil, and the police. Britishers, when they captured the huge province of India, that is Bengal, now they need the administration. First of all, they created the judiciary. They enacted the Regulating Act in 1773, by which the Supreme Court of India was established at Murshidabad. Because at that time, the capital of Bengal was Murshidabad. Calcutta became a capital at the later stage. Judicial, they brought it. Now, for the civil administration, they need the bureaucrats or the officers. That is why Lord Cornwallis, in 1793, he introduced the civil services in India. So the father of the civil services is Lord Cornwallis. Cornwallis, he was a general. He fought the American War of Independence and was badly defeated by George Washington, the first president of America. Then they need for the few people for the law and order. That is why in 1860, they passed the Police Act. And Lord Canning, he formed the Indian Police Services and known as the father of the Indian police. In 1860, the Police Act was passed. Just now I have told you. One thing I would like to tell you, see, up till today, we people are ruled by the 1860 Police Act. That is one of the reasons police is having a plenty of powers. Earlier, the exams used to be held in London, but towards the end of the 19th century, they started conducting the civil services exams in India simultaneously. Lot many people, they started joining it. And finally, in 1935, the Government of India Act, Federal Public Service Commission was set up, which after independence came to be known as Union Public Service Commission in New Delhi. The provisions, there are constitutional provisions for the setting up of UPSC and its composition, along with the state public service commissions. Article 315 of the Indian Constitution speaks about the Union Public Service Commission, its composition. Presently, its composition is 8+1, 8 members and 1 chairperson. Just a month back, the present chairman of the Union Public Service Commission is Mr. Joshi, Professor Joshi, probably from Rajasthan. So this is a bird view or the overview of the UPSC I have told you. Now, eligibility. What's eligibility for the civil services? Presently, you should be a minimum graduate in any stream, science, commerce, medical, any stream, medical, and then next is the age. You should be minimum 21 year of age and maximum 32 year age. And in between 21 to 32 in general category, you can have 6 chances. For scheduled caste and scheduled tribe, there is a relaxation of 5-year age, means 32 plus 5, 37. And there is no limit of chances for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. Scheduled caste are having a reservation of 15%, and scheduled tribe is having a reservation of 7.5%. Then the third category is OBC in the reserve category, other backward classes. Their reservation is 27%. They can avail the 3 more chances, means it is 6 plus 3 chances. And their age is also 32 plus 3 years, means 35. Then there is a recently, just a last year only, one another reservation is included, that is economically weaker sections. And that is a new one. The 10% is included for that. Now it counts to 59, earlier it was 49.5%. Now it is 59.5% is a reservation. So this is a eligibility criteria. Generally, the people who got through in the first attempt or the second attempt, they begin their preparation and they make up their mind right from the +2 onwards. As soon as they pass the +2 and they choose their stream, medical, non-medical, commerce or arts, they started preparing side by side the civil services exam. There are plenty of examples in Chandigarh from our institute and from the other institutes also. The students start their preparation right from after the +2. And after your graduation, and there should be a 21 year of age also, you can sit for the exam. And the exam is bifurcated in the 3 parts. One part is the preliminary or the screening test. This screening test or preliminary test was not included before 1979. It was Rajni Kothari Committee in 77-78 which recommended that there should be a screening test for the civil services. First time the screening test was introduced, which is still over there. There were a lot of changes from time to time. Earlier, there used to be one subject and the general study paper. Nowadays, it is one general study consisting of 100 items, 100 questions, and the second is your CSAT. CSAT is Civil Services Aptitude Test. And since 2014, the CSAT is just qualifying, and your merit is just on the basis of the general studies paper. What includes general study, I'll let you know at the later stage. So it is not general studies, it is not general knowledge, it is basically a general awareness what is happening around you. There are many questions which are asked in the exam. Just recently, on 4 October, there was a civil services preliminary test. Generally, it is occurred during the month of May or June, but this time because of the COVID-19, they have postponed to the 4th October. Now, as far as the merit is concerned, last year it was 97 or 98 marks. In general category, the student who secured this marks were less than 50%. He qualified. And this time is also believed it will be 98, 99 or 100, around 50%. If you secure in the preliminary, then you are qualified. One more thing I would like to tell you, there is a negative marking. 1/3 marks are deducted. And so you have to be very careful while making a flux. If you pass this one, qualify this one, then it is your mains exam, that is the descriptive type questions. So that's a very lengthier one. In preliminary, general study consists of 200 marks. CSAT also consists of 200 marks, but CSAT is just qualifying. And general study, only general study marks are included in your civil services, in your merit. Now, the second part, that is the mains. Mains, it's a written. And first paper is of essay, which consists of 250 marks. Then second paper is of Indian heritage, culture, history, geography of the world and the society. This is first paper of general study, otherwise the second paper. It also consists of 250 marks. Then the third is, or the second paper of the GS is governance, constitution, polity, social justice, and international relations. Then the next paper, the third paper of the general studies is technology. Technology is science and technology, economic development, environment, security, and disaster management. The fourth paper is ethics and integrity and aptitude. Ethics, integrity, and aptitude. This is the latest part which was included in the UPSC syllabus just a 5-6 years back only. So 4 papers of general study, each paper 250 marks. And there's a prescribed word limit also. You have to write within that only. Then the next one is your 5th paper is ethics. Sorry, 5th paper is your the next paper is of your optional subject. You have to choose one subject. Like just now I was talking to one of your colleagues and he told me he's doing the engineering and he's doing the engineering in the computer science. As far as the science subjects are concerned, engineering subjects are concerned, only 3 subjects are there: mechanical, electronic and communication, and civil. Only 3 subjects are included by the UPSC in the list of the subjects in the main. So your 6th and 7th paper is of optional subject, 2 papers from 1 subject. Most of the students who are having a science background, they opt for the arts subjects. 2 reasons for that. One reason, because of the guidance in Chandigarh and surrounding Chandigarh, there is no guidance for the science subjects like mechanical engineering, electronic communication, or the civil engineering. And even the medical science, there are many doctors. Some doctors, they opted for the medical science, but medical science, they said it's a very lengthy, very few, hardly 0.5% or less than a 0.5% of the total people, they opted for this one. Very few people, they opted the medical science. Now, then there is another paper. We have done the 6th and 7th, 8th and 9th paper. It's of languages. I'll just, after this, my finishing of this one, I will let you know how to choose the optional. I'll guide you that one also. Now, in this 8th and 9th paper, this is of languages. One English, and second is any language. You can opt Hindi, or your regional languages, you can opt Odia, you can opt Punjabi, you can opt, I think there are 22 official languages enshrined in the 8th schedule of the Indian Constitution. Out of that, you can opt one, any language. And for your film, I would like to tell you that these 2 papers, they are just qualifying. Earlier, you have to get the 30% marks. Now you have to get the 25% marks. It is just for the qualifying purposes, nothing else. And this total consists your 1,700, 1,000, then 250 and 500. It is 1,750 marks. Next is the final stage, the 3rd stage, that is personality development, viva voce, or the interview. Mainly it is a personality development. It's a personality test only. They don't test your knowledge. They just see what kind of person you are. It consists of 275 marks. And 2,025 marks. The marks of the preliminary general study, they are not included in the final merit. The marks are included only of the mains, that is 1,750, and the 275 in the interview. And total is 2,025. This year, the first candidate who secured, I think, somewhere around 53%, if I'm not wrong. And the last one, it was 829 candidates. Yeah, 829 candidates. And the last one was having 35 or 34% marks. So in between, there were around 829 people were there who were finally selected. Now, how to prepare this one? Firstly, just now I have told you, it is not general knowledge, not general study. It is general awareness, what is happening around you. Accept this history, heritage, culture. Entire paper is based on your newspaper. You must cultivate the habit of reading the newspaper, the good newspaper, at least for 2 hours daily. This is, I'm telling, for those who are only for this civil services. I'll suggest you qualify your this degree, pass your degree with a very good marks, and then sit for 1 year. Generally, students, what they do when they are in the final year, they appeared in the exam. Many students, they were stuck in between the two. This is your final year, and you have to pass the civil services also. And final year, you have to maintain your percentage also. On the other hand, you are preparing, giving the civil service exams, and then you are stuck up in between the two. I have seen many examples that the students were in the final year and they passed the preliminary and they are to appear in the mains, but their final degree was not completed. They had the compartments or reappears in one or the other paper. Why? Because they diverted their energy, entire energy toward the civil services. There are plenty of examples I have seen. So the best thing is, you, after your degree, you sit for 1 year and just give the exams. Prepare for, you have taken the guidance, taken the coaching, and then you sit in this paper after 1 year. Read the newspaper at least for the 2 hours daily. Newspaper is a base for your journal awareness. And I suggest you to go for the Hindu newspaper and any other regional newspaper also. You people might be from different states also, must be from Rajasthan, from Haryana, from Punjab, from Himachal Pradesh, from J&K, from Uttarakhand. So when you will be preparing for the civil services, UPSC, then side by side, you are also preparing for the state public service commissions also. Suppose one of you is say from Punjab. So there are posts in Punjab, you sit for the state services also. That's also equally good. Equal powers, equally, and you remain in the state. And after a couple of years, with your good record, you got into the IAS also after your couple of years services. Same is with the police, same is with the others. One thing I would like to, in addition, I would like to tell you, the 3 services, IAS, IPS, and IFS means forest. IAS, IPS, and forest, they are all India services. Means cadre is there. When you will be in IAS, you will be given 1 cadre according to your merit. IPS, again cadre. IFS, forest, again cadre. The preliminary exam of IAS, IPS, and IFS is 1. on 4 October, it was a joint paper for the IS, IPS, IFS and the central services. And the mains, forest are having a different one. Why? Because their exams are on the basis of their subjects, like their botany is there, zoology is there, physics is, chemistry is there. The different papers are there. So that is why they conduct their separate mains, and the civil services conduct the separate mains. Now, one is newspaper. Second, good magazine, any good magazine, which covers your national and internationals both. I can suggest you one or two magazines. One magazine is the Frontline. Another magazine is EPW. EPW is the best magazine in India, Economic and Political Weekly. The only problem is it's a weekly exam, weekly journal. If you can carry on with that one, that's the best one. Then there might be some of you who are interested in the foreign services, IFS. Foreign services is another lucrative job. Most of your life, most of your time you spent in the abroad. There is no politics, nothing to do with anything. And you have to coordinate internationally. It's a different services only. If you are interested for IFS, Indian Foreign Services, then you must read one magazine, that is World Focus. Very good magazine it is. This magazine, I'm telling you, just from this journal study point of view. Journal study, it's not the journal study of preliminary, journal study of mains, or journal study of interview. You see, there are 200 marks of journal study in the pre, then 250 marks of essay, that is of all journal studies, then 1000 marks, right? Total is 1450. Then 275 marks, that is interview, that is also journal study. It is 1725. So I'm talking about these 1725. These 1725, you must read these magazines. Apart from it, there are subjects also. For geography, there are books are there. Then for economy, there is another books are there. Then for science, another book, NCERT books are there. History, there's another books are there. One thing I would like to tell you: don't read the notes of any institute. Yes, take the help from those one, but don't depend on them. Read the good books. And every month, you must read one or rather two books of the general awareness. One book I generally refer, that is your Clash of Civilizations by W.H. Hartington. Because all the international problems, they are just on the basis of the ethnicity. Some or the other way, some religion is involved in that. Very good book. You start from that one, then read very, very good books by the different authors. Daily read at least one article. An article from one newspaper. So this is overall for your thus UPS, for state services also. Say there's a one boy who is from Uttarakhand, and that boy can have a help from the state services, this books and all, material and all. For Punjab, for Haryana, for UP, for Rajasthan, for J&K. The state services books are prescribed. For Haryana, there is a book of SP Gupta is there. For Punjab, there is a Raghunath Rai books are there. For Himachal Pradesh, Mia Govardhan Singh book is there. Balokhda book is there. For Rajasthan, there is a Rawat Singh book is there. For UP, there is a one SP Yadav book is there. So refer, otherwise the rest of the syllabus is the same as of UPSC. One thing I would like to tell you about the civil services, the final test, that is the interview or the personality test. For personality test, you must be very well read. They can shoot you questions from anywhere. To improve your this, or to prepare for your this personality development or your personality test, there are 3 words in Persian. If you work on these 3 words, you can prepare your personality test. You can note down these words. They're very important. One is raftar, second is guftar, and third is dastar. Now I'll explain you one by one. Raftar, your mannerism, how you sit, how you say no, how you say yes, how you say may I come in, your body language, your mannerism, everything is included in raftar. How you reply. Then second is guftar. Guftar, how you talk, which language you have choose, and what's the vocabulary. Speak in a soft and pleasing voice, because always the person who, that one is successful, who is having a softness. With softness, you can achieve anything. You can have an example of our Mahatma Gandhi ji. Mahatma Gandhi ji brought the independence for India with the peace, with the softness. Then your vocabulary should be the perfect. Should have a command on this language. So at least for 1 year, you read the magazines, you read the newspapers, and see good news channel. I can refer the 2 good news channels. One is Beyond, that is word is one, and the second is Al Jazeera. Try to see the debates on Al Jazeera. There is one Mehdi Hassan, very good debater he is, very good anchor he is. Try to see how he chooses the words, see his vocabulary. If you continuously reading your newspaper, your vocabulary, your language on command, that will improve. Then third one is the star. The star, which dress you are wearing. For every occasion, there is a particular dress. Some time back, one very senior officer from police, he went to Supreme Court of India for his hearing. And he was wearing a jeans, sneakers, t-shirt. Judge asked him, are you here for the golf match or for the hearing? You're a very senior police officer. He said, go back and come in a proper dress next time. So there's a dress for every occasion. When you are going for some marriage, some festive occasion, then there is a different dress is there. When you are sleeping, you are having a different dress. And when you are going for some formal occasion, like your interview, your personality test, must be a decent dress which suits you. Generally, the students wear the gray pant, white shirt, and tie, the stripes tie, which I'm wearing. And the shoes, it is the Oxford or the Brook, black. And the black socks is also. They don't allow your watch as well as your pen. They don't allow in the interview. Because there was one student from some other state, from probably Bihar. He recorded the interview and later on he went to the court with that one. So that's why now they have stopped. No one will be having either a watch or this one, a pen. Good, this white shirt and that one, or navy blue pant and sky blue shirt. For the girls, if they can wear a sari, then it is very good. If they are not in habit of wearing the sari, then don't wear it. Then go in your suit, simple suit, salwar kameez, cotton suit, because generally your interviews are in the month of March and April. And the results come out. Last time the result was in, it is because of COVID-19, it was late. Before that, generally it was somewhere in the first week, 6th or 7th or 8th of April, your result is out. And end of the March, beginning of April, your interview is finished. So you can wear, and many boys, they wear the suits, all weather suits. Try to wear the dark suits, either dark gray or navy blue suits. If you are in a position to wear the suit, then it's okay. Because if you are wearing a tie or having a suits with you, then it means you have come for some formal occasion. ऐसे नहीं कि आप उठ के आ गए, चलो जी आज मैं इंटरव्यू दे दूं. No, wear those one. Now, there are three main aspects which they ask you in the personality test. One is about your services. Because after your preliminary, you have to fill one form, that is mains form. And in that, there are three very crucial columns which you should be very much careful. One is your services. Say, there are many people who opted the Indian Foreign Services first. Otherwise, in chronology, IS first, IPS, IFS, then IRS, income tax, then customs, then railways, accounts, trade, so on, so on, so on. About 26, 27 services are there. There are some students, they jumped from below to the upper, like they go for the IRS, Indian Revenue Services. Those who are commerce student having a background of accountancy or commerce, or their any this subject related to that one, like chartered accountants, CAs, or company secretaries, they go for the income tax, IRS, Indian Revenue Services income tax. So why you fill the income tax prior to the IAS, IPS, and IFS? Certainly, lot many questions they are going to shoot you. So be prepared for that. It's very important how to fill the form. Take advice from any teacher or any senior who have qualified it. So fill the services very carefully. There are students, they say, Sir, IPS is my first choice. And I want to son up the insurgency, terrorism. I want to fight for the terrorism. I will finish the terrorism. But then there's another column for you, and that column is of your cadres. Earlier, there used to be states, Andhra Pradesh, Arunachal Pradesh, this, alphabetically. Now it is a zones, North zone, South zone, East zone, West zone, Central zone. And in zone, there are 6 or 7 states equally. Now, on the one hand, you are saying, I want to fight the insurgency, I want to fight with the terrorism. On the other side, you are filling those states as a preference where there is no insurgency, no terrorism, nothing sort of. It means you are going there for the comfort. There's a mismatch, and they will catch you over there. And there, many people says, sir, I want to go for IAS. Why? Because I want to serve the society. If you really want to serve the society, then fill the Odisha cadre or Bihar cadre, where there is a lot of poverty is there, lot of unawareness is there, and they'll be filling the Odisha and Bihar cadre at the last one. So there should not be any mismatch. They certainly catch you. There's a one PDF of the mains exam, and fill that one properly. Why I am repeatedly telling you? Because these are the minor mistakes which give you a very heavy loss. And one is your services, and second is your cadre. And fill the cadre properly. There is a one very interesting cadre, AGMUT, AUGUMT. पहले ये था, अभी नाम चेंज हो गया उसका. AGMUT is the UT cadre. Arunachal Pradesh, Goa, Mizoram, and UTs. Now there are more UTs like J&K and Ladakh. Earlier there were 2 UTs, Daman, Diu, and the Dadra Nagar Haveli. Now they are combined into one. So they have changed this pattern because of their reasons, and you have to remain in the entire these UTs in your services for 2 years here, 3 years here, and this cadre is called the honeymoon cadre. And finally, you are settled in Delhi, and you retire over there on a very senior post. This is another very good cadre, AGMUT cadre. You are from one place to another place, and you travel the entire country. Then third one is, I have told you, these cadres and the services. You see, generally the girls, after IAS, they opted for income tax. After income tax, there is a customs. Then there is another very good services, IAAS, Indian Audit and Account Services. Why girls prefer that one? Because for whole of the life, you will be remaining in the city capitals. You won't be posted in the remote areas. That's the one reason. Then there is another very good, people doesn't know about it. There's one service that is Central Trade Services. If you're selected in Central Trade Services, you will be given the, you will be dealing with the import-export of India. And for about 2.5 decades, for 25 saal or 20 years, you will be remaining in WTO, World Trade Organization in Geneva. Very good services. No pressure of politicians, nothing sort of, and you can do a independent job. Then there is another very, people doesn't know about these services. Then Indian Defense and State Services. Like in cantonment, in civil you are a SDM or deputy commissioner, and in defense there you are a CEO or DEO, the same powers. in the cantonment as you are in the civil administration. TO, your first posting, and just in your parallel there will be a cantonment board, and your parallel will be a brigadier. So you'll be sitting just in front of the brigadier of the army. So that's another very good job, very good services. And the third one, which I would like to say, that is your very, very crucial, is your hobby. There's a one column, hobby and extracurricular activities. Fill your hobby very carefully. I'll give you an example. There was a long time back, one boy was there. He was a doctor, a very intelligent boy. Someone just told me, told that fellow, you fill the hobby bird watching. तो उसने bird watching भर दिया. He came to us for this mock interview, and I asked him, have you ever seen gone for the bird watching? He said, yes sir, yes sir. We said, where you have gone? He said, I went to this Bharatpur sanctuary, and I went to this some Harike sanctuary. We asked which bird you have seen. He gave some name, and we told him, this bird never comes over there. He said, मेरे को तो किसी ने बोल दिया सर, मैंने भर दिया. Then we asked him, prepare it thoroughly, come again after 10 days. He prepared his hobby. Hobby cannot be prepared in 10 days or 15 days or 1 month. It's a part of your life. It's a part of your daily routine. If you are having a hobby of jogging or brisk walking, then you should look like this. One boy came, he was 130 kg of weight. He said, my hobby is brisk walking. I said, how it can be? You are 130 kg. ये तो अभी बढ़ा, अभी नहीं बढ़ता है. एक दिन मतलब महीने में, 2 महीने में, 1 साल में 130 किलो नहीं बढ़ता कभी भी आपका. If you are in a habit of this one, then your weight cannot be a 130 kg. So you are telling a lie. If you are telling a lie here, then it means you will be telling a lie in your services also. How they will select you? There is a default in your personality. So be careful. So I asked that boy, come after 10 days. He came. We said, hi, yes, what's your hobby? He said, my hobby is bird watching. So, okay, very nice, very nice. Where you go for bird watching? He said, there's a Sukhna Lake in Chandigarh, and just there's a one Kishangarh area. I go over there. And he said, which bird you have seen over there? He said, I have seen the water crow. To ask, which is that bird, bhai? He said, वहां लोकल लोग घूम रहे थे, and मैंने उनसे पूछा ये कौन सा है बर्ड. They said, इसका नाम है पन कौआ. तो मैंने उसका ट्रांसलेटर कर दिया, पन कौए का वाटर क्रो. उसके he had a very good marks in this written exam, but he could get only 100 marks. With 100 marks, you can be out, and with 200 marks, you can be in. बस यही फर्क है. If you had a 200 marks in the personality test, in the mock, in the interview, then you are in, and you will get IAS, IPS, income tax, good services. If you are having 100 marks, then you're out. You stand nowhere. So my point is, be careful while filling the mains form. 3 columns. One your cadre, second your services, and third your hobbies. Fill all your services. All services you should fill. Sometimes people leave the service. मैंने तो ज्वाइन करना नहीं, क्या फायदा? तो फिर वो बीच में they don't fill up the later ones. फिर वो अपनी मर्जी से को जो सर्विस होगी they will give you. I've seen one boy, he didn't fill the last columns, last services, and they gave him one Indian civil account services. He didn't join it. He said, no, I won't go there because there is no chance of that improvement for the development in that services. So then third, your hobby. Must take guidance for that. And I'll repeat again, your last chance, last phase is your personality test. Don't take that one lightly. Many people I have seen it, they take it lightly and they suffer later on. And for your information, the Chandigarh Center, suppose today the result is out, today is 18th of October, and your interview will be begun on 3rd or 4th of November. They just gave you 22 or 23 दिन. And within 3 weeks, they'll call for the interview. सबसे पहले they call the Chandigarh Center. And time nahi hota, you won't find any time at all. So prepare your this personality test, your mains, your interview. Never prepare. क्या I'm preparing for जी अभी pre की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ. Never say I'm main की तैयारी कर रहा हूँ. Your तैयारी goes इकट्ठी, तीनों की इकट्ठी चलती है, side by side. One thing more I would like to tell you, give the tests, as many as test your knowledge, don't be shy. कम marks आ गए, doesn't matter. आपके marks धीरे धीरे certainly they will improve. आपको पता तो लगना चाहिए where is your faults. Give the tests, pre-test, main tests. Improve your knowledge, your vocabulary, your subject matter. That you can do only if you are well-read person. You should be well-read. One quotation I would like to tell you. One very good friend of us, he died last year, Dr. Majid Hussain. He was a very good friend of mine. Geography mein, he was a paper setter and checker. When you will be preparing for civil services, you will be reading the books of Dr. Majid Hussain only in geography, India and world both. वो एक लाइन बोला करते थे, it is more important what is not to be done rather what is to be done. I'll repeat again. It is more important what is not to be done rather what is to be done. ये आपको ध्यान में रखिए. क्या नहीं करना, that is more important क्या करना. Because a lot of material is there in the market. Choose the correct material. Hard work with the smart work. And 3 चीजों का और ख्याल रखना बेटा. Hard work तो है ही. Hard work should with the dedication. And dedication with the sincerity. You should be sincere to yourself, your studies, your teacher, your parents. ये नहीं कि लाइट जल रही है तो आप सो रहे हो. नो. Sincere to yourself. दिखाने के लिए टीचर को या अपने पेरेंट्स को मैं तो लाइट जगा रहा हूं तो आप अंदर सोए हुए हो. नो. Be sincere. Take this exam as a part of your daily routine. कि मुझे डेली रूटीन में ये चीज करनी है और मुझे सिविल सर्विस पास करना है. दिस इज अ टारगेट फॉर मी फॉर 1 year or 2 year टाइम इज देयर, 3 year टाइम इज देयर, or 1 year, at least 1 year you should have for the preparation. And must have a patience with you, because patience are very very important. एक साल तो आप suppose you are preparing now and 27th June is 2021 is your paper, और उसके बाद एक साल you'll be giving the exam and next 2022 आप पास होंगे. So 2 years का है. Have patience. Patience लेके चलिए. Certainly you will be the successful. This is a very easy exam, easy competition if you are systematic. And this is very tough exam if you are unsystematic. do the hard work systematically and with your patience, with your sincerity, with your dedication. Thank you very much. I think I have covered almost all the parts of the civil services, and I think this is enough. We should conclude, or you want to ask some questions, anyone?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for your valuable experience. We all are truly blessed to have you here today. So now I request you all to ask your queries. If anyone has query, turn your mic
Yes,
on.
sir. Hel-
Abhishek.
Hello,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So, very good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Ji.
Sir, I want to ask a question regarding police services. सर मुझे ये पूछना था कि गवर्नमेंट का इंडियन पुलिस सर्विसेज पे कैसे कंट्रोल होता है?
You see, if you are in a Indian Police Services, IPS, right?
Yes,
You
sir.
are employee of the central government and works in a state. Suppose if you are from Rana hai, to show most probably you must be from Himachal Pradesh. तो आप हिमाचल प्रदेश के जो वहाँ गवर्नमेंट है, they will give you the posting, they will give you the promotions, and but you are an employee of the central government, but working in the state government, and you will be governed through the Indian Police Act 1860.
Okay, sir.
Anything else? And एक चीज आपने नहीं पूछी, मैं बता देता हूँ. When you selected in IPS, your first posting will be after your selection, you will be going to the foundation course. IS, IPS, and IFS, they goes at Mansoori, Lal Bahadur Shastri Academy of Administration in Mansoori, and then IPS people, they goes to Hyderabad. Hyderabad में it is a it is a Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel Police Academy in Hyderabad. तो वहाँ पे आप ट्रेनिंग करते हो, वहाँ पे पुलिस का होता है. उसके बाद you comes to your state also, which cadre you have got. State के बाद then you again go to the police, and finally you come back, and your first posting is ASP, Assistant Superintendent Police. Now, the difference between ASP and DSP is from the state services like Punjab Police Services, Haryana Police Services, Himachal Police Services, Rajasthan Police Services. So IPS is ASP, the state services is DSP. Then you are SP, share लग जाएगा आपके 1. Then उसके बाद SSP, then DIG. When you are a DIG, तो आपकी गाड़ी के आगे एक स्टार लग जाएगा. You are a 1-star officer. Then it's a IG, 2-star officer. Then the third is ADGP, 3-star officer. DGP, 3-star officer. Only 4-star police officer in India is the Director Intelligence Bureau. So the highest post in Indian police is the Director Intelligence Bureau. कहने के लिए कि Bombay police is considered as one of the best police or one of the organized police in India. World में it is a Scotland Yard of London, England, and इनके लिए एक organization is there which is called Interpol. It is in Lyons, फ्रांस में. पेरिस से कोई 100 माइल्स अवे एक जजीरा है, एक आइलैंड है, वहां पे है. तो मैंने पुलिस का आपको ब्रीफ में बता दिया. राणा जी और कुछ पूछना है तो पूछ लीजिए किसी ने। हाँ जी, हाँ जी।
Hello.
Yes,
श्रेया
sir.
गर्ग।
Yeah. Hi. So I'm a recent graduate from Peck University, and I'm working in Goldman Sachs as a computer science engineer. So I wanted to ask, like, along with job, how can we have a systematic study plan? Basically, I'm not able to manage my time in the office, and
You see, देखो, you are working in the private sector. In private sector, there's a lot of workload, but you want to get through in that one. You see, whenever you got a spare time, then if you could come out with some spare time in office, then utilize it. Don't waste the time in gossips and all. If it is not there, then whenever you got holiday, whenever you are got any chutti, whenever you are free, manage your time in that one. What the people do, they are working in this your private sector, and they say हमारा तो बहुत ज़्यादा वर्कलोड है, थक गए, let's go for outing. Don't go for any outing at all.
right.
तो उसी को मैनेज करो. एंड यू सी, कोई भी हो, एक आदमी है उसके पास 1 करोड़ रुपए है, उसने महीने में उसको खर्चना है. एक आदमी उसके पास 1 लाख रुपए है, उसने भी खर्चना है. देयर इज वन पर्सन हु इज हैविंग अ 10,000 सैलरी, उसने भी करना है. मैनेज तो सबने करना है. यू मैनेज योर टाइम एंड इस तरीके से करो कि उसमें गिव टाइम टू एवरी सब्जेक्ट. से एक दिन इकोनॉमी पढ़ लिया, एक दिन ये पढ़ लिया, एक दिन वो. गिव अ टाइम टू दैट वन. You manage your time.
Right.
So I have seen plenty of people. There was one student, he was working in Barclay and having his office in Gurgaon. And he said, सर टाइम नहीं मिलता. मैं कहा नहीं, करो करो करो. उसने रात को पढ़ना, सुबह उठ के पढ़ना, छुट्टी होने तक पढ़ना. And he is the one who got the highest marks in interview. Can you imagine? Out of 275 he got the 239. आज तक यूपीएससी में किसी के नहीं आए. And he got a IPS, Indian Police Services. So it's just depend on your management and your will to do. मैंने जॉब भी करनी है. And there is another girl, she was working I think in a provident, assistant provident commissioner. She was from Mohali. She said, I have a lot of workload over there, but even then she managed to pass and she got the income tax IRS in the first attempt only. She was also from PEC. I think last
Right.
she got through. Have a will कि मुझे करना है, बाकी काम तो रहेगा रहेगा ही. Do it with the job, doesn't matter. थोड़ा टाइम लग जाएगा, बोलो करूंगी जरूर मैं, जो मर्जी हो जाए. एक must have a strong will, टूटना नहीं कहीं पे भी. That's it. तो हो जाएगा.